Hey everybody, welcome back to Magic Orthodoxy. My name's David, and let's talk about Lorcana a little bit more. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. You might remember a few weeks ago, I did a kind of how to play video for Lorcana, did an unboxing, showed you some of the starter decks, talked about how I purchased starter decks off eBay because that was the only place I could get them. And since that time, just to give you a little bit of an update, I have never seen it in stores. To this day, like literally to this day, I've never seen it in stores. I've been to all the stores. I've been multiple times. I keep going back and it's just never there. It was at my local game shop one time and they refused to sell it to me because I didn't have a reservation. So this has been a very frustrating game for someone who enjoys playing games, but who can't. And not only am I a card game player, but I'm also a Disney fan. So this is right up my alley, and yet I cannot play. So that could be a little frustrating. And maybe you're like me, you know, you have some expendable income, you have a couple of the starter decks perhaps, but you've never been able to get any of the boosters. You're waiting for the new release, right, the second wave, and you're wondering, what can I do in the meantime, right? What can I get? So I want to help you with that, give you a little bit of some options, maybe things to purchase just to feel like you're making some headway, and also just to add some fun to the game. I like adding things to the game to make it a little bit more fun, just to you know, flesh it out maybe and round it out. So I want to show you a couple things. The first of which is card boxes. So other collectible card games come with card boxes, right? Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, when you buy a starter deck, you get a box, which is nice. Lorcana, no box. So you can get these leather magnetic card boxes on Amazon, and you can get two for $17. So I'll show you the page where I got mine, but I bought four. Well, because I had to buy three, right? There's three starter decks, so I had to get three, so that means I have four boxes. But you have green and blue and yellow and black, and two of them are 17. So that's pretty good. And there's tons of space inside of these. I don't use sleeves on mine. So just to show you how much space you have on the inside, it's all leather lined, which is nice, right? And you've got plenty of space. And if I wanted to, I could stick some of my counter dice and put them in there too, and it would take up some of that extra space, but that way you could carry it, you know, all together. If you're the kind of person that likes to do sleeves, of course, this is going to hold an entire deck with sleeves as well. But this is a nice option because it protects everything, it keeps it nice and safe, and just the bright colors kind of have a Disney feel to it. And so if you've ever seen people that have the fun boxes, you can get these for, like I said, 17 bucks for two. Now, the other thing you may have noticed is this thing that I am resting my arms on, right? So this is a card mat. So this is a beautiful card mat, has the castle down here, and then everything is divided. So there's a place for discard, a place for your deck. You've got all the different colored elements down here, or it says Inkwell. It's all done in a nice Disney font. And then you have your quest numbers starting over here, going from 1 to 20. And then you have your items over here, your exerted here, and your ready cards here. And I'll give you multiple shots of these so you can see what everything looks like. But you'd have your Inkwell down here. And again, your exerted cards, your cards in play would be up here. So you have different sections. And then your discard pile and your deck are over here. And I think this is way better than this piece of paper they give you that has half printed squares on. Like, why did they not just make this two more panels larger? Like, I'm so lost. Why did they give you a full panel for this and this, but then not a full panel for these two? It's just bizarre. And then they, you know, they give you two sides and you almost feel like, does this unfold? And then you realize it's the same image on both sides. So I picked up two of these mats. You can get these on Etsy for $27, I believe. And I'll stick the picture up there as well. But I think something like this, when you lay it down, then it starts to feel like a game, right? It starts to feel like a game, and it feels like, you know, you've made some headway as far as purchasing something, you know, that kind of feels a little bit more substantial. And if you've ever played collectible card games like this, I think having a game mat is beneficial because it protects your cards, number one, from the table below, and it gives you designated places to put all your stuff so that when you're, you know, laying stuff down at the inkwell, you always know it goes in this section. Exhorted cards go here, ready cards go here. Like, instead of just a big empty field where, you know, cards are just kind of going down haphazard and the player across from you is laying their cards down differently than you are, and you're like, is that your ready cards? Are those your exhorted cards? Like, I don't know. I think it cleans everything up. And so in keeping with the theme of the playmat, there were a couple of other things I needed for gameplay, and so I replaced some of the other paper items. And so one of the things I replaced was the counters, right? So you need a counter to go through your quest log, and so I picked up that. It is a little Mickey head on a base, and this is from a game called Pictopia. And I found these on eBay. So eBay has replacement game tokens a lot, and you can find ones for any of your favorite Disney games, especially games that use like little metal figures like Clue or Monopoly or chess. I thought the Pictopia game pieces looked closer to the theme of this game as far as the, you know, of course the icon, but then if you're each gonna have the same play mat, then you each have the same counter. And then at the beginning of the game, you just say, you know, I want purple, I want yellow. But I also thought the colorings matched the colorings that are in the different, you know, deck suit colors, or just that they look like little crystals, right? I just thought theming wise, the Pictopia icons looked better. The other thing I wanted to replace was the counters. So the game counters that come in this are just pieces of paper that are just punched out that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? But if you've ever played Magic the Gathering, or if you've ever played Pokemon, some of those paper counters get replaced by dice. And so I wanted to find dice that could replace the counters in this game too. So I got these, the Disney dice. And I was able to find the Disney dice thanks to some of the Lorcana Facebook pages. So they look just like this. So they have got the brand new retro art on these. And so that's 1, Daisy is 3, and Minnie is 5. Mickey is 6, Goofy is 2, and Donald is 4. I think that should be everybody, right? I believe. Yeah. So I got 3 packages. So 3 packages gave me all these dice. And the nice thing about doing it with dice is if you have a piece of paper, a little card, it has a 1 on it. But if you now suddenly need a 2, you've got to move that card aside and bring in a 2. Whereas if you have a dice, there's your 2, there's your 6, there's your 3, right? You can just use 1 die for multiples. And so this is God's. So when you think like, this doesn't just replace 1 counter, right? This replaces 6 counters. So it's Disney themed, it's 3-dimensional, so it stands up, and it's, you know, plastic. And if you wanted to, you could even roll for turn at the beginning of the game. You say, I rolled a 2, I rolled a 5, so a person who rolled a 5 gets to go first. So that is what I've added. And so there you have it, dice to replace the counters, these Pictopia game tokens to replace the quest log, and then to have a game mat, of course, to put everything down on, and then card boxes to store the cards. Hopefully, we'll add a layer of fun to your Lorcana game while you're waiting, like me, for it to actually come back and be for sale once again. And then maybe, cross my fingers, I'll actually see a physical booster in the store. I dream of that one day. So I hope that helps, everybody. See you guys next time. Bye. Hey, and one last thing. Do you like Star Wars? I love Star Wars, and I have another channel that covers all of my Star Wars fandom. You got game tutorials, classic book reviews, you can watch me build my Kylo Ren costume, or you can watch me build my massive X-Wing model. I've been with the franchise since 1977, the very beginning. I own the mail-away Boba Fett. So my channel is all about my love for Star Wars with absolutely zero hate. Because basically, if it says Star Wars, I love it. So if you've got a second, drop by and check out my Star Wars channel. Thank you.